big deal. Just come back. We're gonna hold us back.
Yeah. You're right. None of it is forever.
You'll be there for a little bit. You help out. Maybe your son's
Well,
out.
I'm trying to, like Polly said, you know what I mean? I'm not just pouncing some love over her. But my point is, 6 or 7 homes I bought. Obviously, 7 actually. Yeah. 7 homes that I bought since I've been here. Think about that.
I said today, they're actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism. If I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not.
The first person to perform surgery on conjoined twins at the brain. No one wanted to do that, and he did that. It was a black man.
I don't think of myself as a surgeon. Just a guy people pay to stab their brain until they're healthy.
Those who don't know, he's a former brain surgeon and Republican presidential candidate who our celebrity-in-chief Donald J. Trump nominated as his secretary in 2017, despite him having zero relevant experience.
I think Carson is a very intelligent person. To ignore that and say, like, oh, well, he's...
Yeah. Focus on stupid people, you get them wrong.
No, I don't focus on them.
You do.
What do you mean? You think I was focused on that woman walking into the office back? Are you kidding me?
She's just obeying the system.
You're trying to make it so that nobody talks to me, so that I'm considered sort of this reject. I just have to say, I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in
I'm not saying you use the word hilarious.
You're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it.
Ghetto? A ghetto? That sounds like a French person saying cat in Spanish. What is that? What kind of black person says a ghetto? No, I'm straight out of Compton.
This kind of crap goes on all the time. They're trying to say he is not black enough.
I was at a Popeye's organization, and then I deposited.
Historical revisionism that one might imagine.
It wasn't always easy for new immigrants. Certainly wasn't easy for those of African heritage who had not come here voluntarily, and yet in their own way were immigrants themselves.
Obama said the very same thing. I believed it to their lie. It was very clear.
Raise your fists together and engage in our national black literary.
I would listen to them and they were saying it's all white people problem. And so I started to believe because no one else was opposed to what they were saying. And for the first time in my life I started to resent white people. I suffered for it. I finally got over it, but I suffered for it. When I turned 30 something, I started asking questions like, you know, the white man is holding me back. Why is it that they're not holding Jesse Jackson's family back? The so-called NAACP and all their kids went to the best school, they have fathers, they were doing well. And so I wonder, why is it that they're not holding those people back if they're holding me back? Right? And that's when I realized white supremacism didn't exist. That only came about when we allowed the Democrats to take over. They started making up words to deceive us.
We've got to deal with homophobia in all communities, including the black community. A lot of the black civil rights leaders have abandoned the moral high ground and have perverted the civil rights movement to the point where it's becoming part of the race grievance industry. We're on the brink of undoing what Dr. King and others went to jail for.
Blacks have been convinced that they're supposed to respect you if you have the title rabbin or pastor, even if you're no good.
You probably can't even remember a sermon from Al Sharpton. Reverend Al Sharpton. He's a reverend of what?
In politics, the road to the White House took a detour through Harlem today. It is like a rite of passage for Democratic candidates as an outreach to the African American community. Well, today, South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg had lunch at Sylvia's with Reverend Al Sharpton.
Air Smog, Tenerife, Air Crash 1973. She's not taking this at all seriously.
What do you think the press is doing when you try to say someone is having a mental disorder and when you say that someone is inspiring a mass shooting? You're trying to make it so that my career is effectively cut off. You're trying to make it so that nobody talks to me, so that I'm considered sort of this reject. I just have to say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it.
I spoke with a senior official on the Trump transition team who told me that Elon Musk arrived. Now, I asked my source what it is they're going to be talking about, and it is a wide range of issues related to job.
It's going to be carrying its heaviest payload today, so a 5.5-ton satellite, which was operated by an Israeli company, and it's actually going to be released out to Facebook, who are using it to provide internet to the developing world. So this is part of a new project with Facebook to actually connect the world and provide internet across the world using space science and technology. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
It sounds like a guy who lives at the White House.
Oh, that guy, yeah, sure. He's very good at Twitter.
I know.
I think the president is basically good at Twitter.
You see any similarities between you and him?
I mean, not zero similarities.
There's something about my Twitter channel, it made me feel like racist. You think racism can control me? Oh, hell, stop me. That's an invisible wall. Mr. Vice President. Oh, no question. You can have one question. Okay, to have a crazy like Kanye West want to support, but best believe we are going to make America great again. We can benefit on this side, we can benefit on this side, and we can learn how to be malleable in the infinite universe that we are on the level. We're like a gang again.
Yes, I am. I spoke to you. Well, I won't get into it, but yeah, I speak to him all the time. Great guy. He's one of our great brains. We like great brains. Elon's done a fantastic job. I especially want to congratulate someone who truly embodies the American ethos of big thinking and risk-taking. After achieving success as an internet entrepreneur, he could have spent his fortune doing anything, including yachting, lots of things. He could do lots of things.
And with any qualified IRA, you receive one of these coins for free. This is a limited edition silver coin, and look how beautiful it is. This is one of the most beautiful coins ever made in and for America, and you get it for free. Make sure you tell Nova Gold that X22 Report sent you so you can qualify for this free silver coin. This offer is only for July, so make sure you call right away and don't let this slip through your fingers. Call Nova Gold at 877-646-5347 and get the ball rolling this July, or click the link below. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, we know that this entire economic system was built on a central bank illusion. Exactly when we were going to go into a recession. They knew exactly what the numbers were going to be. They knew exactly what was going to happen next. that is no longer true. He has the magic wand. Now, they are completely lost. They have no idea what's really going on.
No, they don't.
They have no idea where the economy's headed. They have no idea that Trump is now transitioning everything into the people's economy. The mainstream media, they used to know what to expect. But today, they don't have any idea. The information that they're receiving is not on the up and up. They're continually being proved wrong. Let's take, for example, the job numbers that just came out. We have Rachel Maddow out there telling everyone that the job numbers are completely wrong. She doesn't have the inside information anymore. Trump, the Patriots, took it away from them. Trump, his team, they're controlling it right now. Listen, if you want this economy to move forward, the $3 trillion in liquidity in the past 3 months is not going to be enough. We're going to need a lot more stimulus, maybe up to $6 trillion or more. We're going to have to lower interest rates. And then he started to backtrack. It looks like someone might have tapped him on the shoulder, saying that, listen, the Fed can't do anymore. This is all they can do. There's nothing else they can do. Which is not true. The Fed can continue with the stimulus. They know if the Fed pushes more stimulus and lowers the rates, the economy will look incredible. Now, does that mean the economy is fantastic? No. In a central bank illusion, their economy will look fantastic. And it looks like they have backtracked on all this. When you look at the debt load across the world, other countries are going to be moving away from the central bank system. The entire system, the entire central bank system, is going to collapse, and countries are going to be moving back to their own system where they are controlling the creation of it, has been brought into the Treasury. He's already preparing the restructuring of the Federal Reserve. That's why it's in the Treasury. He's also preparing to move us from a Federal Reserve note into sound money. If you remember the $100 bill, remember the left side, what do you see? $80. And on the right-hand side, it says the United States Treasury. And you have a gold feather pen with the Declaration of Independence. You have the inkwell, which was used to sign the Declaration of Independence. When you look at the watermark anchors, when they're ready to crash the system and they're ready to cover it up, they don't mention any of this. Normally they stay very quiet. They tell you that everything is going okay, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden the system falls completely apart. They never come out and say, listen, our system is not working, it's going to crash. Usually they blame it on something else after the crash or during the crash. Now we have Powell and Lagarde out there letting us know that there's going to be changes. Remember what Powell said? That the path ahead is likely to be challenging, lives and livelihoods have been lost, and uncertainty looms large. Christine Lagarde is out there saying that their recovery from the coronavirus pandemic will be restrained and they're going to be looking at the United States, scratching your head saying, why is the United States doing so well? Why have they become so prosperous? What happened to all the debt? And I do believe this is going to start a chain reaction throughout the rest of the world, because people are going to notice, countries are going to notice. And this is the central banker's worst nightmare come true. Once you see a country doing well, the world is going to be looking at this. The central bankers are going to be panicking because it's all going to change. And I do believe we are headed in that direction. And this is why Christine Lagarde, the rest of the central bank establishment, they are panicking right now because they have no cover. There's no place to hide anymore. They're being called out. And every nation that has a privatized central bank, they are never, ever going to want to go back to a central bank system, because they will look at the central bank system compared to the system that they're in now, and they'll say, why? Why would we want to go back to being debt slaves? It makes no sense. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.
Good news. Always talk back. You like to argue, don't you? And you know I say you like to argue.
Dave, in this episode 2216 and today's date is July 5th, 2020, and the title of the episode is Trump sends last warning to deep state mainstream media, Flynn confirms, silent no more. He's letting them know he's ready to proceed forward. What does that mean? It means he's going to expose them all. He's going to make arrests, not him personally, but everything is now in motion. They have Ghislaine Maxwell. They have her documentation. They have the paper trails. They have the videos. They have everything. Trump is no longer on trial. His administration is no longer on trial. Obama spokesman Dmitry Peskov said this is absolutely not true. We have the Taliban spokesman Mujahid. He came out and said this article is not true whatsoever. We want to go through with the peace deal. And the New York Times, what did they do? They completely lied about the entire thing. Why did they do this? They were trying to push their agenda, and it backfired. And now we have the White House, we have Russia, we have the Taliban, all saying that this is fake, phony, and false now. Actually, Adam Schiff received this intel back in February, did nothing with it. Why? Because it was fake. And it seems that the New York Times, they have acknowledged the Russian denials and issued a politicians, probably all over social media, they're going to say because of the July 4th celebrations, the cases are just astronomical. It's worse than we've ever seen before. But we know one thing for sure, is that the death rate is almost close to zero now. We also know those individuals that are asymptomatic, they either have the cold, or if they do have COVID-19, it doesn't harm them. And as more and more people are tested, the percentage of people who are dying goes down. And soon we're going to see it equal to the common cold. Trump tweeted this out. Cases, cases, cases. If we didn't test so much and so successfully, we would have very few cases. If you test 40 million people, you're going to have many cases that without testing, like other countries, would not show up every night. In the beginning, they said, oh, we need ventilators, we need ventilators. Now we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of ventilators. We're the #1 ventilator in the world. Actually, Trump is giving ventilators away to other countries that need it. Then they said we need more testing. And now we have the testing. But this is all going to backfire on them. Because as you do more testing and the death rate goes down, it shows to people that we never had a problem. This is not deadly. Actually, a Stanford University disease prevention chairman slammed using statewide lockdown measures as a response to the coronavirus, saying that they were implemented based on bad data and inaccurate modeling. He said there are already more than 50 studies that have presented results on how many people in different countries and locations have developed antibodies to the virus. Of course, none of these studies are perfect, but cumulatively, they prove the virus. For people younger than 45, the infection fatality rate is almost 0%. 45 to 70, it is around 0.05% to 0.3%. For those above 70, it escalates substantially. Now, this falls in line with the flu. For those people who are around 45 or younger, it doesn't affect them. People who are 45 to 70 that might have some type of other problem, compromised immune system, diabetes, you name it, yes, they might have problems. People over 70, the same thing. So what we're looking at right now is a nothing burger, but the mainstream media is continually pushing this. But what's very interesting, as the death rate continually falls, what happens if the death rate goes to 0.02, 0.01? And it keeps